Yes, yes, yes. How is everyone doing? What have you guys been up to? I've been up to no fucking things at all. What have I been up to, eh? Um, I tell you what I've been up to. I've been going on the internet and I've been searching all you fuckers who listen to my podcast. I've been doing my research on you lot. Yeah? Now, most of you are not subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? So, what I need you to do right now is go to my YouTube channel, Talking with F Podcast, and I want you to subscribe, like all my videos, and comment and share. And I want you to do that on my I'm on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Spotify. You've got no excuses. So subscribe to all avenues because shit's gonna be talked about. You're gonna be entertained. And trust me, with the UK government coming out and saying, there's a 10 p.m. curfew. Like, what are you gonna do after 10 p.m.? Pubs are gonna close. Shisha places are gonna be closed. Restaurants are gonna be closed. You're gonna be sat at home doing fuck all. Yeah, I know you got Netflix and you got Disney Plus and you got all that other shit streaming services. But what you need is entertainment. You need to chill on your bed, surf on your phone or the internet, and have something playing. Something to listen to. Listen to my soothing voice. Let me tell you what the news is, what the entertainment shit is, what you need to listen to and what you don't listen to. You get me? Because I'm the promo king. I promote the shit out of everything. And plus, follow me on social medias as well. I'm on all of them. Twitter, Instagram. You know what to do. Just type in Talking with F and you'll find me straight away there. And that's what it'll be. And we touched upon it a little bit as well. So, the government, they're saying lockdown stage 2. Fuck me. So we're going into another lockdown. And you can tell they started to slowly put people back into it because, they're really sly like that. The government's really, really smart. They think about this shit. So if they came out with, like, they were like, oh, if Boris Johnson, the fat bastard, came on TV and he was like, yeah, so we're gonna put everyone on lockdown. You're not allowed out. You can't do this, and everything's closed. People would have been fucking flipping. They would have been like, what? We just came out of lockdown a few months ago and we went back into it. No one would have accepted it. So what they did was they played a really, really smart game. So they came out with the fact that, yeah, the cases are increasing, so we're going to put this area in lockdown. We're going to put Leeds in under restrictions. We're going to put West Yorkshire under restrictions. We're going to put Manchester under restrictions. And even London, they've started putting it under, like, restrictions. What do I mean by restrictions? Like, lockdown, basically, like, you can't meet with other people, you have a social bubble, you can only meet with 6 people and under. If you're caught with over 6 people, you're going to get fucked and fined. So you see, the way they're playing it is really, really smart. They've started slowly and they're building up to it. And then, as people may know, in the UK, that recently they came out with that the fact that they're going to start closing restaurants. Well, they have started closing restaurants and pubs and shisha bars at 10 p.m. So that's another restriction. And who knows, in a couple of weeks, in my personal opinion, I think they're going for total lockdown like they did before. Like, they're going to have everyone sat at home, only essential shops will be open, and it's going to be fucking dead. And that's why you need entertainment. So, keep listening, keep sharing. To all my listeners out there, share this shit with your friends. We're trying to build those numbers up. We're trying to get some good numbers. And if I get good enough numbers on YouTube, then I'm going to start showing my face and you can all see my pretty little face and, rate me on that. Fuck knows. You might think I'm an ugly bastard. Who knows? But it's crazy that. So lockdown's going to, lockdown part 2's coming. Half of it, half of lockdown is already in place. And then they're just going to finish it off by saying, oh, cases are increasing, so we need to get more and more, much more stricter. And in these kind of circumstances, when all this shit's going on, a lot of people can be, downridden, upset, feeling under the weather. And the internet comes into place because the internet has a lot of banter on there. Like, they were making all these fucking funny ass memes of shit. Like, the biggest memes I've seen are like, are like the 6 people rule. So like you can only chill with 6 people, and if you're caught with an extra person, you're fucked. And and they got like all these memes of like people, chilling groups of 7, and the police come and take one of them away. Like, what are you gonna take away? Are they gonna get outwatered? It's fucking crazy. But we'll see what happens with that. It's not just the UK, to be honest. It is quite a lot of different other countries as well. Like quite a lot of other countries have gone into full lockdown as well. Um, I think America's the same. All my American listeners, all my American listeners, you need to let me know what it is like down there. What's going on. Like what are they up to? Like, are they keeping it real? Are they fucking you guys over? Are they spouting some bullshit? I know fucking we've got Boris and you've got Trump, so we've got dickheads at the helm. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of Boris. I personally think he's fucked a lot of shit up, and he's made the UK much more worse. He hasn't handled this as he should have. And next election comes, I hope he gets fucked out and we get a good leader like who can lead the UK to like the proper way. But that's politics, and let's leave politics aside. And recently I was watching a show on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. So it's a really interesting show in regards to social media like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And it tells you of the pitfalls and what way those social media apps actually control our lives. We think when we use them like, oh yeah, they're for entertainment purposes, but in respect, as much as we're using them, they're using us. If you have not seen this, documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma, I highly recommend you guys watching it. And it was really, really fucking interesting. They were saying like there's only two industries in the whole world that call the people who use the service that call them users. One is the illegal drugs market, so fucking crackhead users, heroin users, etc. And another one is a software market. Those software is basically like Instagram apps, Facebook, Twitter, etc. like that. And the way all of these apps make money offers is by selling our data to companies. So, they monitor everything we do. So every website we go on, every fucking picture we like, everything we look at is always 24/7 monitoring. And then they sell that to highest bidders like advertisers, people who will be interested in that data. It's basically fucking it's like a in-depth look into your eyes, like from a software place. And so these companies buy them, and then they can like show you like basically shit that you'd be interested in, like an example from that. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this as well. Like, have you ever been on the internet and you're just like fucking, say you're looking at some shoes, and then you turn it off, turn the internet off, go sleep, and then the next day you're on Instagram and you get an advert for the exact same shoes from the exact same company? That's not coincidence. That's you being monitored 24/7. And the fact is that you can't call it bullshit, because the people on the documentary are all people who used to work for these, companies like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. They're like ex-bosses, ex-vice presidents. They had big roles to play in the development of these apps. So they're telling the truth. And they were basically saying as well, like, one thing that was scary that you listen to and you think, what the fuck, these higher ups, like these bosses and all that shit, ex bosses of these companies, social media companies, they were like, listen, we don't allow our kids access to any of these social media apps until they're at least 18. So can you imagine that? Because out here nowadays, especially, you see people fucking 10, 11-year-olds on fucking Facebook taking pictures, and, on Instagram taking pictures and posting them up. And it just tells you the importance of what social media does. And it plays a vital role in everyone's lives, like they were saying, like the suicides are up by like 100% because of social media since it got introduced. Like, people are always comparing themselves to others. It causes depression, etc. and everything in that respect. And I totally understand where this documentary was coming from. Like, it's a platform where a lot of bad shit can happen, but in a way, a lot of good shit can happen from that as well. Like, me personally, like the apps that I use to promote my podcast. Like, I use Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like, every time I drop a podcast episode, I'm always promoting on there. Like, I'm sharing links, I'm sharing little snippets just to get people more interested, get people to follow me. So in a way, it is a positive force to use. And with anything, like anything in life, anything you could have, it's always basically always basically a positive and a negative. You could say that. Like, it could be with anything in life. If you overuse something too much, and you use it for shitty things, it's going to be negative. It's going to have a negative impact on your life. But if you use it in a positive light, use it to run your business, or share with your mates pictures or what you think about, exactly, like example, like tweets, then it can be used in a positive impact as well. It's just, in my opinion, everything in moderation is always the best. Like, if you use it too much, it can fuck with your mind, and if you use it too little, then you're out of touch, you're out of times. Because ideally, everyone's using social media apps, and it's not going to go down. As time goes on, more people will start making more social media apps, and more people will use them, and that's the way the world's going. But like I said, I would highly recommend that you watch that. It's a really, really good watch. And talking of shows, I don't know if anybody watched it today as well. It was a Likkleman against a boxing match against Chibub or Shibub or something. I do apologize if I pronounced his name wrong, but yeah, Likkleman, a little dwarf, if that's the right term. He's a fucking, he's a beast, him, Likkleman. So he became popular. He's like a little dwarf, yeah, and he became popular because someone recorded him in prison, like doing all these fucking crazy antics, and overnight he gained like 100,000 followers. Like, a lot of people start following him. Then he came out of prison, and then he rolls with Bouncer, who's like part of Play Dirty. Like, if you're from overseas, you might not understand this, but just type in Likkleman in YouTube, you'll see who I'm talking about. But yeah, so he had a boxing match today with with the boxer called another dwarf boxer called Chibub, and he won it as well. It was really interesting as well because I bought the pay-per-view. It was only like $4.99, so, and plus I wasn't doing fuck all. Like, I sat on my ass bored, and I thought, you know what, let's see what this boxing match is about. It's $4.99, so I bought it, and it was a really good match, to be honest. And he won. It was 6 rounds, and on the 6th round, Likkleman knocked out his opponent, and he won the belt, and then he was there celebrating and everything. But it was a really interesting match, man, and a lot of people are fucking clowning and fucking celebrating as well. They're like, it looks like two thumbs are fighting. There's some crazy ass people out there. Like, they come out with some of the fucking dodgiest shit ever. Like, shit that you wouldn't really think of. People just come out with it. But it was a really interesting match, and I did enjoy it. I don't think, because the match is over, I don't think you can buy it. So just wait for someone to upload it on YouTube and watch it. But yeah, I would say I'm a little fan of his now. He does some crazy shit. For a little guy, he's powerful, fucking powerful. He's got that. For a guy his size, he's got fucking strength. Like, you can see all his antics on YouTube. He's got his Instagram page as well that you can watch him on as well. The guy's fucking strong, man. And it was definitely a good watch. Like, I was really, really impressed with it. But fucking hell, really, really good. But it just shows you, man. Like, if you think about it, no matter what size you are, what you look like, what your race or religion is, you can do anything in life. As long as you put your mind to it, you've got the opportunities there, and you're willing to work hard, you can do anything. Like, this guy was in prison, and he turned his life around. I'd say he's like a somewhat of a social media influencer. Like, he's got quite a lot of followers, and he's fully turned his life around and he's living his life now. He's enjoying it as much as he can. Well, enjoying it as much as he can in his fucking Corona time. Hopefully soon it gets over because I've had enough of it. But we'll see what happens. And so, like, quite recently as well, like, I was having a debate with one of my mates, and we were talking about freedom and what is freedom. And he was like, we live in these countries, like, we live in these westernized countries where there's a democracy and we can elect who we want to be our leader, and basically it's much better than dictatorships where the people don't have any choice in who they want to elect. They have to follow the rules and they have to follow the guidelines, and and that's not giving them freedom. But if you think about it, all right, fair enough. And this was my answer to him. Fair enough, you have countries where you where there's a dictatorship, so you don't elect the person who's in charge, and that person will just rule the country for however long he wants, and then he'll pass it down to his bloodline, and you'll never have no one different, and there's always going to be a set number of rules, and you'll have to follow them, and if you don't follow them, you're basically fucked. But then again, to a certain extent, that's the same in these westernized countries. Like in America and the UK, do you really think that these leaders that we elect have all the power in regards to laws and what we're going to do and what we're going to follow? No, they don't. It's not these leaders, like, it's not Boris Johnson, it's not Donald Trump, it's the people behind them. It's these financial bankers, these lobbyists, people of money. And there's a select few people of money who basically, put people in power, and they give that illusion that, they give that illusion to people that, we're electing them and we've put them in power. But either way, whoever we choose will always be under them. And at the end of the day, they make the rules, they make the laws, and whatever suits them is basically fair game. We have to follow them. If you don't follow, we'll it's the same. We'll get fucked. So on one side, under a dictatorship, you can see from the top, okay, it's fucked. But on the other side, for democracy, it gives the illusion of freedom. But if you look underneath it, ideally, it's not. It's not a democracy. We've just put someone in power who's under the thumb of someone with money, and who's going to make these rules and make these laws, and which we have to follow. So it was a really interesting topic, and something that all of you guys should think about. A bit of a short podcast today, I do apologise. I have been quite busy quite recently. I will try to make this podcast longer. But that's it from me, you guys. I hope you all have a good weekend. Chill, stay safe, and like I said, fucking subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I'm going to find you and I'm going to fuck you up. You get me? Well, I'm not really, but you know what to do. Subscribe, like, share. See you later.